welcome to Creating the Goods. I'm Wendy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. If you aren't new, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. In today's tutorial, I'm going to take a cute SVG design and I'm going to iron it on here on this cardstock with the use of this iron-on HTV vinyl. And then I'm going to use this cute little floating picture frame and I'm going to put it on the back. It's going to look adorable, I promise you. Also, I'm going to use the Cricut mini iron. I'm going to use a briar, scraping tool, and a few of my other tools. This is another DIY that I made. If you would like to see how to make this, I'll put it right up here. I'm going to use my maker, but you could use the Air Explorer too. And I'm going to use a green standard mat. I cannot wait to get started. First, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for future videos. And don't forget to give me a like. So without any further ado, let's get started.
Okay, I just want to show you where I got my design today. We're here at designbundles.net. This company is wonderful. I will put the link in the description box below. This company has all kinds of wonderful designs, SVGs, mock-ups, you name it, for all of us crafters in mind. So let me just show you a few of their bundles and fonts and designs. Look at this. This is a Christmas ornament template for sublimation design. If you're into doing sublimation, look how cute that is. They have items for print and cut, stickers, mandalas. Let me see. Oh, look how cute this is. African American grandma and grandpa. Look how cute that is. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at these cute little ornaments. Oh, I didn't see this one. Look at this gnome bundle. 18 designs for only $2. That reminds me, the last Wednesday of every month, Design Bundles hosts a 1-hour special where you could get SVGs and bundles and fonts for only $1. Yes, only $1. This company, I cannot say enough good things about them. So what I want to do right now is I want to head over to Cricut Design Space because I've already downloaded a really cute design. So I will meet you there. Here we are at Cricut Design Space and we're on the canvas. I already went ahead and downloaded our design that we will be using today. In another video, I have already showed you how to do this, and I also showed you how to unzip it and then upload it into Cricut Design Space. And I'll leave that up top for you if you would like to take a look at that video. So let's come over here to the left, click on Upload. I'm going to click on Upload Image here. Now instead of browsing, I could click on that and browse my files. I'm just going to come up here and make that a little bit smaller, move this on over, and I'm going to drag and drop the file right here. So let me just move that over a little bit more. Okay, and here is my files. Now I already have it in a folder, and I showed you how to do this in the other video as well. So I have design bundles. So I'm going to go and search for the design that I have already downloaded. So let's see. Okay, and here it is. So I'm going to click on that and I'm just going to drag it over, and you can see the mat starts to change green, letting me know that it will be uploaded into Cricut. Okay, and there you have it. So I don't need my file anymore, so I'm going to close that out, drag that over, and I'm going to make that a little bit bigger so we can see it. And just a woman building her craft empire. Okay, so that will be our SVG today. I don't really need to do anything with it. It's already ready to go. So all I need to do is maybe change the name, and of course I want to add a tag to it, which I highly recommend. It says Craft Empire. So I'm going to leave that as is. I am going to put a tag, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write Design Bundle, because I like to always write down where I got my designs. And then I'm also going to add a C and an L, letting me know it comes with a commercial license, which is another wonderful benefit that Design Bundles does for us crafters. So what this means is you can create an end product to sell with their designs. Now, just to be clear, you cannot sell the design itself. It must be on something like a coffee mug or a t-shirt, but please always make sure that you read Design Bundles terms for yourself. Not only with Design Bundles, but that goes for any company that you use. Okay, so that looks good. So I'm going to come down here to the right and click on Save. Okay, and there it is. So I'm going to highlight that. So now it will be here at the bottom, right here. And then I'm going to click on Insert Image. Okay, here's our design. Next thing we need to do is measure it according to our frame. And I always like to show you what the end project will look like for visual purposes. So let's come over here to the left, click on Shapes. I'm going to click on a square. And here's our square. So I'm going to come up here to the top where it says size, click on the padlock. My frame is an 8 by 10, so I'm going to change the number there. By the width, I put 8.0, and for the height, I'll put 10.0. And then close the padlock. Okay, so as you know, I have a pattern that I will be using for the backdrop of my photo frame. So what I went ahead and did was I uploaded my pattern, and I showed you how to do that in another video, and I'll list that up top if you would like to take a look at that. So what we need to do is we need to come up to the top where it says Fill. Click on the down arrow, click on Print. You'll see a black square, click on that, come over to the arrow, click on that, and click on Pattern. Okay, and here's the pattern that I will be using for today. And here is my pattern. Now I like to put a frame around it, just like our picture frame has one. So again, I'm going to come back over here to the left, click on Shapes. I'm going to click on a square. Okay, there it is. And I'm going to unlock the padlock here to the bottom left. Come over here to the resizing, and I'm going to just make that big enough to cover a little bit and let it extend a little bit over our paper there. Okay, I'm going to come back up here to the square, and I'm going to make that black so that will replicate our frame. And I'm just going to right click, and I'm going to send that to the back. So I need to make that a little bit, there we go, make this a little bit bigger. And that looks a lot like our frame. I'm just going to select both layers, right click, and click on Group. So that way we're able to move it around. The next one I need to do is I need to bring our design over to our frame. And of course, as you can see, this is like really too big and it's going behind it. So I'm going to right click that. I'm going to say send it to the front. Also, I'm coming down here to the right, and I'm going to just size that and bring that on over. And then once it's on our frame, I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. And that looks beautiful. There it is. That's what our design will look like when we are completely finished. So now I don't need our frame anymore. So I'm just going to come up here and click on the X. Now if I went ahead and I went over here and click on Make It, you can see it is like one big mess. We don't want it to look like that, because I certainly don't want to take each letter and each design and put it where it belongs. So what I need to do is come back over here where it says Cancel. I'm going to click on Group, come down here to the bottom and click Attach. All right, we're going to come back up to the top and click on Make It. Now that looks a lot better. It will cut out in one continuous piece. So now what we need to do is, because it is iron-on HTV, which means heat transfer vinyl, I need to make sure that I come over here and click on the mirror. So that way it will cut out the correct way, because we always put the shiny side down. All right, so now next I'm going to do is come over here and click on Continue. Okay, if you're using the Air Explorer 2, just turn your smart dial to custom and this page should pop right up for you. If your page doesn't look like mine because I listed some of the materials as my favorite, don't worry about that. Just come right over here to Browse All Materials. Come over to All Categories. Come down to Iron-On. And then I'm using Everyday Iron-On as my material for today. So I'll click on that. Come down here, click on Done. It will say Everyday Iron-On. I'm using pressure as my default. Please always make sure you do a test cut. If you don't have enough pressure or too much pressure, you could ruin a lot of your material. So I advise you to just do a small test, like do a circle. It's very easy to do and it will save you some money and headaches down the road as well. So okay, so I'm leaving it as default. Like I said, nothing goes into clamp A. I'm using the fine tip blade. So let's get our materials ready to cut. Okay, so let's get our mat ready. And what we need to do is, because this is HTV or iron-on, we need to make sure that the shiny side is facing down. The shiny side is basically the carry sheet. On vinyl we use transfer tape, okay? When we have iron-on, it already comes with its own transfer sheet. So the transfer sheet is basically going to be face down on the mat. So let me go ahead and get that ready. And I'm just going to use my briar to make sure to remove any of the air bubbles and make sure it adheres well to our mat. Next, I'm just going to load our mat and begin to cut. As I said, I always like to check my blade to make sure that there's no residue on there or debris, because if there is, my design will not cut out correctly. And the arrow is flashing, so I will click that. And then the C button will start to flash, and I will click on that. Okay, it's finished cutting, so I'm just going to release my mat. So here's our mat. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this off. And I'm just going to scrape it down. Here's my scraper. Make sure it adheres well. Okay. I always like to weed on my mat. It's like having a third hand. This way I don't have to worry about it. And I also like to have the design closer to me and the rest of the mat furthest from me. So that way I don't get my hands all sticky on the mat. So let's begin weaving. And there it is. Okay, so next what we need to do is we need to iron this on. We need to iron it on our paper. And what I did was, for video purposes, I already went ahead and I cut this out 8 by 10. I have my Cricut mini press. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on the first notch. Okay, here's our floating frame. It has in the back where you could either hang it up or it comes with a little stand, and I'll show you that later. Put that down on our mat. Okay, EasyPress looks like it's done. Okay, so let's see if you can see that. There we go. I'm just going to measure it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and iron for about 20 seconds, keeping in circular motion. Okay, and they said let it cool peel. So while that is cooling, I'm going to get my frame. I'm just going to pull off the pieces. Okay, so it has the bottom and it has the top. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean it with some alcohol. And now I believe are ready to go. It might curl up a little bit. It's the carry sheet that is curling. It's not the paper or the vinyl. And there you have it. That looks beautiful. That looks fantastic. So let's put it into our frame. And there you have it. There's our frame. I think it turned out fantastic. What do you think? I absolutely love it. What do you think? I can't wait to put it on the shelf behind me. It came with this little stand so you can insert it in the back and it will sit very nicely. Also, leave me a comment in the comment section below. It helps my channel. Also, give me a thumbs up if you like this tutorial. And don't forget, ring that bell for future videos. And hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you next week
Bye for now.